Ethiopia's Army Chief of Staff, General Sahara Makonnen, seen here in August of last year. He was shot and killed by his bodyguard inside his home in Addis Ababa. The general was in the process of responding to reports of a coup in the northern Amhara region.
This attack was against the people and the government and all of its armed forces. This was also an attack against an entire country. Everyone in the military and the public should strongly oppose this attack, and those who are behind this will be brought to justice. And I call on everyone, including those in the military, to cooperate with the investigation.
It began on Saturday night, nearly 500 kilometers away in Bahadar, one of Ethiopia's 9 autonomous areas. Witnesses reported hearing gunfire. The region's president had been shot and killed in his office, along with his aide. This was the crisis General Makonnen was responding to back in the capital when he was killed. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed appeared on television to condemn the attacks and urge calm.
The people of Ethiopia have proved that it's possible to remove dictators with unified and democratic struggles. In past years, the people of Ethiopia have, with a unified voice, showed that they will not accept governments that have the attitude of dictatorship.
He said a high-ranking military official, General Assamanu Tsege, was behind the attacks and that he had used what he called mercenaries.
It might turn out that this is part of a wider coup against Abiy himself, because it so happens that the guy who is accused of leading the coup, General Assamanu Tsege, or Brigadier, he was in prison when Abiy came to power for an alleged coup. He attempted the coup in 2009, and he was in prison. So Abiy pardoned him and made him chief of security in the region, trusting maybe in his loyalty.
There was an assassination attempt against the prime minister himself exactly a year ago, 2 months after he came to power. A grenade was thrown into a crowd attending a large rally for Abiy. More than 100 people were hurt. Ethiopians had braced for a government crackdown, which had been the norm during previous governments, but it never came.
I think the government in the past has shown a remarkable level of restraint and patience. So about a year ago, there was an assassination attempt against the prime minister himself that did not lead to any kind of significant crackdown against the opposition, against the media.
Africa's youngest head of state, Abiy Ahmed, has brought in sweeping reforms during his first year in power. He ended a 20-year border dispute with neighboring Eritrea, released thousands of political prisoners, opened up the media, and gave half of his cabinet posts to women. In recent weeks, he's been mediating the crisis in neighboring Sudan, but some have argued he may be moving too fast.
There certainly is an attempt to roll back the reforms of Abiy Ahmed, bring maybe back some of the old guard.
The government has shut down internet all across the country in the wake of the attacks. No Facebook, no Twitter. People are mainly relying on state television for information. Here in the city, there's an obvious increase in military presence, and some roads in and around the city are closed as the government and the people try to make sense of what has happened. Leah, Al Jazeera, Addis Ababa.